Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back. Today is a fun, not really a fun episode because it's kind of sad and kind of dark, but it's an episode or a video. Why do I keep saying episode? It's a video that I'm really excited about because it's over a topic that I find really interesting, which is true crime and murderers and stuff like that I just find so interesting. So I decided to do a murder that happened, let's see, I need to look up how far away Yankton is from here. It's a 5-hour drive, so I was close earlier when I said 4 hours. Earlier meaning when I was talking to myself. So from where I am, this murder happened 5 hours away from me, and I had no idea about it until yesterday when my really good friend Mick, we were listening to a true crime podcast, and she asked me if I knew about this murder, and I said, no, I've never even heard of it, and it was so mind-boggling that it inspired me to do a video about it, because the victim deserves recognition, and I want to give it to her. So, she needs to be known in the world, because she had something horrible happen to her, and I feel like if you should know about her and you should remember her. So, obviously, I'm going to be talking about murder, so here's your trigger warning. Graphic details, talking about murder, bad people, all this good stuff. Okay, that's your trigger warning. If you don't like any of that stuff, click away. Don't watch this video. I won't be mad, okay? It's not for everybody. Alright, I did my research. I read like 4 or 5 different articles and I came up with this much information. So, I'm excited to tell you guys about it. So, this starts. The man that committed the murder, his name is Stephen Falkenberg. Stephen Falkenberg. He was born in 1974 in Menominee County in Michigan, where he grew up on his family's farm. I'm sure he probably had a horrible childhood, or his parents neglected him, or he fell off his bike and hit his head or something, because what he did to his girlfriend, he had to have had something that messed him up. He had to have. No sane person would ever do this. So, I believe that he's got something going on up there, or had something happen up there. In my research, I couldn't find anything about it, so that's why I'm just making a theory about it, because I don't know. On the night of March 1st, Tamara LaFramboise, 46, and Stephen Falkenberg, 45, were at her apartment in Yankton, South Dakota, where they had an argument that resulted in her death. Tamara was last seen around 2:15 after leaving a Walmart with 2 bags of items. I think in one of the articles I read it was an alarm clock and 2 bags of chips or something, which is so irrelevant, but it's kind of interesting to know that was the last thing that she bought before she died, an alarm clock and 2 bags of chips. So sad, bro, because it's just so she didn't even see it coming. Oh, it's so sad, bro. Stephen Falkenberg's 2015 truck was last seen at Walmart, or not last seen, but it was seen at Walmart before and after she went inside. And, so she was seen exiting his truck, going into the Walmart, and then after she bought her stuff, she left and got back in his truck, and then the truck was seen leaving Walmart. So obviously they were together. So that's an important detail to remember for later, okay? So 4 days later, March 5th, Tamara's mother reported her daughter missing at 2:53 p.m. She told authorities that her daughter had a unstable, horrible, on and off again relationship with Stephen Falkenberg, and so she was kind of just telling police, hey, I know that most time in these cases, when a person goes missing, if they have a significant other, the significant other is obviously always the one that they point fingers to first, because they're the closest to them, they're the ones that have the most reason to do that, I guess. I don't know. So she was just kind of tipping police off and being like, hey, their relationship wasn't very stable, you should check him out. The day after that, police talked to Stephen on March 6th, one day after she had been reporting missing. He told them he had last seen her on the morning of March 1st when they shared a cup of coffee in her apartment, and he also said that Tamara told him to, quote, get the f*** out. So, great morning. Sounds like a great morning. But later, he admitted to investigators that he had picked her up on March 1st to take her to work. So after she told him to get the out, he's like, you still want me to take you to work? I don't know. That part is weird. She goes to work, whatever. That evening, I'm assuming, is when the murder happened. I'm assuming that, like, after she got off work, he probably brought her home, and then he started to pick a fight with her, and I'll talk about the fight later. I'm talking about it right now. Hold on. This is the second part of your trigger warning. Now I'm getting into the gory details, the graphic, horrible things that this man did. So if you don't like this stuff, please click off. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable while you're watching my videos. I don't want you to, like, do something that you're not okay with, okay? Alright. So, Stephen Falkenberg told his sister that him and Tamara were fighting because he had accused her of cheating and that he pushed her and she hit her head on the wall and died. Really? How hard did you push her, dude? How hard do you have to push someone for them to die? From hitting their head on a wall? How thick is the wall? Was it a brick wall? Good lord. Yeah, so he was accusing her of cheating on him. She was probably like, no, that's not at all what I'm doing. Like, I mean, even if she was cheating on him, he had no right to push her like that. At all. Not okay. So sad, bro. So sad. So after Stephen allegedly pushed her into a wall, right, he removed her clothes, and then he cut off her hands, her head, and her feet before he drove her to the river and dumped her body off a bridge. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. That's... this river was called the Little River in Menominee County, Michigan. In the Upper Peninsula of the river, which also so happened to be near his brother's property. He allegedly threw her body over a bridge and into the river. So the murder happened in Yankton, South Dakota, right? He then decided to drive 600 miles from Yankton to Menominee County in Michigan just to drop her body off. Like, just to get rid of the body. Like, it's literally so insane. Sorry, I had a sticker come off. It's so insane. It's so crazy. It makes no sense to me why you would drive 600 miles away. Like, yeah, that makes it harder for the South Dakota police because they're obviously going to be looking in South Dakota for the body. So it was kind of smart on his part, but, like, 600 miles? That's a long, drive. And also, why would you take it to your brother's property and then dispose of the body? That's highly suspicious. And that's obviously where they're going to look first. When they find out that it's not in state, they're going to be like, oh, where did this guy grow up? Where did he take her? Where's a place that means a lot to him? His family's farm. Are you kidding me? There's so many roads, or like on the highway that you take from like where I live to Yankton, there's so many like Little Creek River, or like Dead Horse River. There's literally one of those in South Dakota, Dead Horse River. It's either in here or Wyoming, but that's besides the point. Next, there were so many that would have sufficed because they're desolate. There's like basically just cows and farm and like flat land. That's literally all there is. So like he probably could have gotten away with it if he would have just dumped her body in South Dakota, but whatever. He had to drive to his hometown. That makes sense. Okay. So, March 16th, 15 days after the murder takes place, 2 young boys who were walking their dog find her torso in the river. First of all, how traumatizing for those children to find a torso in the river. walking your dog. Like, you think it's just a normal morning, and then you're like, what's that? A dead body. Anyways, he didn't hide the body well enough. That's my second thing. He didn't hide it well enough if it was only found 2 weeks later. Try harder. Don't try harder, actually. Don't. That's bad advice. Bad advice, bad advice. Anyways, police were able to identify who Tamara was by the tattoos on her body. I guess she had some previous records at the Yankton County Jail, so they were able to find pictures of her from, like, the, what is the word? Booking photos, I guess. And they were able to identify her by the tattoos on her body, which is another reason why I love getting tattoos. It just makes it so much easier for them to identify my body when I'm dead. Moving on. 2 days later, March 18th, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is like 3 hours away from Sioux Falls. I could be wrong about that. I literally don't know. I don't live on that side of the state. I don't know. Stephen was arrested and taken to Pier, where he would await his trial. His bond was set at $1 million cash, and he could face life in prison at the state penitentiary. He was charged for second-degree murder in 2019, a year after the crime happened, so he got life in prison. But he later admitted in a phone call with his daughter. Well, I don't know why this is at the end. But he later admitted in a phone call to his daughter that him and Tamara had been fighting, and he had pushed her into the wall after she swung a bat at him and had hit his hand. Weird. She was probably just trying to defend herself. Like, I don't blame her for swinging a bat at this psycho. But when investigators talked to him, he had, like, bandages on his hand, and they, like, asked him about it, and he just said it was, like, 2 broken fingers or whatever. But if the bat story must have been true, if that happened, self-defense, you know. But yeah, so he was charged with second-degree murder. He is getting life in prison. It's exactly what he deserves. And yeah, I think he's still there to this day. I couldn't find any records on him. It was really hard for me, but anyways, that's the end of it. That's my true crime murder video. I hope you guys liked it. I didn't have fun, but I enjoyed doing the research. I enjoyed finding all of the little details about it. I think this stuff is so interesting, and rest in peace to Tamara, first of all. Rest in peace to Tamara LaFramboise. She deserved better. She was so pretty, too. Here's her picture. I forgot that I was going to do pictures. Here's Tamara. And here's Stephen. That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna go drink this, play Animal Crossing, try to do something happy so I stop thinking about it because it makes me sad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. Comment down below. If you have any questions, I'll see if I can clear them up, because I know this video is probably going to be all over the place, because that's just how my brain works. But yeah, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. I don't know what I'll do next time, but if you guys did like this video, let me know. So if you guys want me to do more, I will do more, because I have another murder in South Dakota that I want to do another time. So yeah, I will see you guys next time, and have a good rest of your day.